the hidden meaning behind 7 baby behaviors most parents miss. Your baby is not just crying, staring, clinging, or waking you up. Your baby is sending emotional messages all day long. And here is the part many parents never hear. Those tiny behaviors are already shaping how your child experiences safety. What looks random to adults can feel enormous to a baby. A pause, a sigh, a response can land deeply. That is why 2 babies can hear the same voice and react differently. One settles fast, the other searches harder. Hidden underneath everyday baby behavior is a question they keep asking without words. Am I safe here with you, right? Once you hear those messages, crying changes. Night waking changes. Even that blank stare across your shoulder starts meaning something. And the surprising part is, this is not about becoming perfect. It is about noticing what your baby notices first. Babies arrive with immature brains but sensitive nervous systems. They cannot explain distress yet. They detect rhythm, tone, tension, absence. Long before language, your baby is learning one life-changing lesson. When something feels hard, what happens between us next? That lesson becomes the emotional blueprint for relationships, resilience, and trust later. Not overnight, but far earlier than people realize. So let us decode 7 baby behaviors parents often dismiss, because what seems small today may become security tomorrow inside. First, crying is not simply noise, manipulation, or timing. It is your baby broadcasting overwhelm through the only system available. A newborn does not cry to control you. A newborn cries because discomfort, fear, hunger, loneliness, or exhaustion feel enormous. Inside the brain, stress chemicals rise fast when needs go unanswered. That does not mean every cry causes damage forever. It means crying is a biological flare signal. Your baby is saying, I cannot calm this body by myself yet. When you respond, even imperfectly, your presence helps organize chaos. That is co-regulation, and it builds later self-control. Think about the parent who whispers, rocks, and breathes slower during tears. The baby is borrowing that system for stability. Now imagine the opposite. Not abuse, just distraction. Rushed handling. Constant tension. Babies feel emotional weather before they understand events. This matters because repeated soothing does more than stop crying. It teaches hard feelings can end and connection returns again. That lesson becomes one of the deepest forms of emotional safety. Not never feeling upset, but never feeling alone inside. Second, when babies suddenly turn away, parents often think, she is bored, rude, or done with me. Usually, something deeper. Turning away is often a regulation move, not rejection. Your baby may be protecting an overloaded brain from much input. Bright lights, eager faces, tickling, loud toys, and nonstop talking can flood a young nervous system faster than adults expect. So, when your baby averts their eyes mid-play, that may be brilliant self-protection. They are actively regulating stimulation. If you chase the face, wave harder, or demand smiles, overwhelm can grow. If you pause, your baby often returns. That return is important. It means your baby is learning a rhythm called serve and return, engage, reset, reconnect safely. Healthy connection is not constant eye contact or nonstop entertainment. It is a dance between togetherness and recovery for babies. Parents feel relieved that because babies do not need performances, they need attunement, noticing when connection is enough for now. Third, some babies arch their backs, stiffen, or push away while being held. It can feel painfully personal sometimes too. But many times that body language means discomfort, trapped gas, reflux, startle, frustration, or too much stimulation in one moment. Babies live in bodies they cannot yet fully interpret. Sensations arrive intensely. Sometimes their muscles speak before their faces do. This is where gentle curiosity beats instant assumption. Instead of, why is my baby fighting me? Ask, what feels hard? That question changes everything. It keeps you emotionally close, even when you still need to troubleshoot feeding, burping, or fatigue. And babies feel that difference. A tense adult handles behavior. A curious adult helps decode the feeling underneath behavior first. Fourth, that wide-eyed stillness can be misleading. A quiet baby is not always a calm baby. Sometimes they freeze. Adults often notice crying first because it is loud, but shutdown can signal stress when stimulation feels impossible to escape. A baby who goes blank after too much noise or handling may not be soothed. They may be conserving energy. This does not mean panic every time your baby grows quiet. It means noticing context, intensity, and what happened before. Were they looking around warmly, or were they glazed over? One is peaceful engagement. The other may be overwhelmed hiding. When parents learn this difference, they stop rewarding silence automatically. They start protecting emotional safety, not just chasing easier moments. Fifth, babies who wake often at night are not always broken sleepers. Sometimes they are sensitive nervous systems seeking reassurance. Parents hear a lot about independence, but infant sleep is relational. Separation feels larger at night when senses lose anchors. Darkness changes familiar cues. Fatigue lowers coping. A baby who wakes crying may not need habits broken first at all. Sometimes that waking is the nervous system checking. Are you still there? Does comfort still come? Is the world predictable? No, babies should not rely on exhaustion as their teacher. Sleep skills matter, but safety remains the platform underneath them. When sleep advice ignores attachment entirely, parents feel confused because technique alone cannot settle a body that feels alone inside. That is why bedtime routines work best when they communicate predictability, warmth, and borrowed calm, not just efficiency or control. Sixth, some babies seem extra clingy right when parents need a break. That timing can feel almost cruel sometimes too. But clinginess often spikes during developmental leaps, stress, illness, separation, travel, or family tension. Connection becomes the baby's anchor again. As babies notice more of the world, they also notice more uncertainty. Their need for you can increase, not decrease. That does not mean you created dependence by loving too much. It means attachment is doing exactly what attachment should. Secure attachment is not a baby needing nothing. Secure attachment is a baby expecting help, then building confidence from it. Paradoxically, children become more independent when early dependence feels safe. Needing you now is not the enemy of strength later. Seventh, babies stare at your face longer than seems necessary for a reason. They are studying emotional weather maps daily. Before they understand words, babies read eyebrows, mouth tension, eye softness, timing, and vocal melody. Faces are survival information first. This is one reason serve and return is so powerful. Your expression tells the brain, I see you, you matter. And when your face softens after distress, oxytocin and calm can rise together. Emotion starts becoming manageable, not mysterious anymore. That is why emotionally flat caregiving can feel different than quiet caregiving. Babies need presence, not constant performance from you. A calm face, a responsive pause, a warm tone, and real attention do more than flashy stimulation ever can today. Now here's the hidden thread connecting all 7 behaviors. Babies are always asking how life feels between us emotionally. Not am I being entertained enough? Not am I learning flashcards soon enough? But when stress comes, what happens next? Do my signals change my world? Does someone notice? Does relief arrive? Those questions shape attachment long before memory stories. And yes, babies remember in a way that surprises parents, not with sentences, but with body-based expectations about relationships. A baby repeatedly comforted begins expecting repair. A baby repeatedly ignored may stay vigilant longer even when loved deeply later. That is not blame. It is actually hopeful because small repeated moments can reshape expectations, strengthen trust, and soften stress. Parents do not need flawless days. They need enough repair, enough warmth, and enough awareness to keep returning close again. Repair matters more than people realize. When you miss a cue, then reconnect, your baby learns relationships can bend safely. That may be one of the greatest psychological gifts a parent can offer. Not perfection, but reliable reconnection after strain. So in real life, what does this look like on a hard Tuesday morning with dishes, emails, and no sleep? It looks like pausing before assuming the worst. It looks like softening your voice before fixing the behavior itself first. It looks like noticing when your baby turns away, then giving space instead of pushing stimulation into an overloaded moment. It looks like treating crying as communication, not character. Your baby is not difficult. Your baby is struggling right now. It looks like bedtime becoming slower, warmer, and more predictable when nights have been rough instead of more forceful lately. It looks like remembering that clinginess during change is often a request for grounding, not proof you are doing harm. And sometimes it looks like caring for yourself, because babies read dysregulation too. Your nervous system becomes part of theirs. This can sound like pressure, but hear permission instead. You do not need to hide humanity from your child completely. A deep breath, a slower reach, and a repaired moment after impatience all teach something beautiful. Hard feelings can recover. That message lands even when life is messy. Especially then, because emotional safety grows through ordinary moments, not staged ones. There is another hidden truth parents rarely hear. Babies do not need a perfect climate. They need a repairable one. That means misattunement will happen. You will miss cues, answer late, feel overwhelmed, or guess wrong. Relationship can survive that. In fact, repair after mismatch may build resilience better than impossible perfection ever could. Recovery becomes part of the lesson. So if this video is stirring guilt, let that go gently. Guilt narrows attention. Awareness opens new moments starting today. You are not listening because you failed. You are listening because you love enough to wonder what your baby feels. That kind of curiosity is powerful parenting. It slows reaction, increases attunement, and gives your child more emotional room inside. And over time, that room becomes something incredible. Better regulation, stronger attachment, more trust in others, and eventually themselves too. So the next time your baby cries, turns away, stiffens, stares, wakes, clings, or melts down, pause before labeling anything. Try hearing the question underneath the behavior. Not how do I stop this fastest, but what is my baby saying? Maybe the answer is, I need help settling. Maybe it is, that was too much. Maybe it is, stay close. Maybe it is, slow down. Maybe it is, I lost you for a second. Maybe it is, find me again. And when you answer those questions with warmth, your baby is not just calmer. Your baby is being emotionally built. Brain circuits strengthen through repeated emotional experiences. Connection lowers threat. Predictability lowers chaos. Responsive care helps the developing brain organize. That is the simple translation of big neuroscience language. Loving, responsive moments literally help structure how your baby handles stress. And no, this does not mean every hard moment leaves a scar. Babies are resilient, especially inside responsive relationships too. What matters most is the pattern, not one exhausted evening. The pattern is where trust grows and where healing does. Even infants who start life highly sensitive can flourish beautifully when their signals are noticed with consistency, gentleness, and repair. That is why small moments count so much. The diaper change, the feed, the pickup after crying, the bedtime pause. Those ordinary scenes are where psychology becomes relationship, and relationship is where the baby brain learns what love feels like. Not as an abstract idea, as a body experience. Warm hands, softer eyes, a return after distress, and steady presence. That experience becomes expectation, and expectation becomes the lens your child carries into sleep, play, frustration, and later relationships too. So yes, baby behavior can look mysterious, inconvenient, even dramatic. But beneath it is something tender, intelligent, and deeply human. A baby is not giving you a performance review. A baby is revealing what their system cannot yet manage alone. And you do not need magic words to help. Often the answer is simpler, slower, softer, and more connected anyway. See the signal. Steady yourself. Respond with warmth. That sequence, repeated again and again, becomes emotional architecture inside your child. Years from now, they probably will not remember these moments with words, but their body may remember being understood first. And that memory can echo as confidence, emotional flexibility, healthier relationships, and a quieter sense that support exists when needed. So if you have been missing these meanings, you are not late. You are simply seeing your baby more clearly. That shift alone can change the whole atmosphere of parenting. Less guessing, less power struggle, more connection where it matters. Because underneath the noise, the waking, the turning, and the clinging, Your baby keeps asking one life-shaping question daily. When I feel overwhelmed, unseen, or small, what happens between us? And your answer becomes part of who they become. If your answer is warmth, repair, and presence, even imperfectly, you are already giving your baby something profoundly protective daily.